I'm Oregon Rimmer, and my undergraduate dissertation at Kent Sociology made a difference.
Hi, I'm Ethan Cleverly, and my undergraduate dissertation at Kent Sociology made a difference.
Hi, I'm Georgia, and my undergrad dissertation at the University of Kent made a difference.
I'm Shania, and my dissertation at Kent Sociology made a difference.
I'm Maisie, my undergraduate dissertation at Kent Sociology made a difference.
Well, my project was basically to find out what factors cause inequalities within education in relation to class. I think qualitative methods for this type of project is the most important, because you really get to dive deep into your participants, what they say, how they've reacted to this. It definitely, I think, feels empowering, because I've grown up normally being on the other side of interviews, for maybe part-time jobs, to help me fund university, or doing oral examinations growing up. So I've always been on the other side. But this time, I felt, as the interviewer, obviously, I noticed in my participants that I tried to be conscious of how they felt and what they were doing. So, for example, I may have done an interview where I walked in and I could obviously see my participant was very nervous. It'd been the first time they were doing like an interview like this. So I, as an interviewer, had to be conscious of what I was saying, what I was doing, my bodily actions. I tried to make my participants feel as comfortable as possible. Well, actually, my main findings, they were not as clear cut as I thought they'd be, because I interviewed 8 participants who are all from working class backgrounds, or new people who are working class. And I thought I was going in and I was gonna do the interviews and generally get a negative response, but it was complete opposite. Yes, there were some negative responses. For example, some described to me how they struggled growing up in the education system, because maybe they were suffering from material deprivation or lack of parental motivation or parental attitudes from their own parents. But on the other half, I also got participants who said the idea, the notion that working class students are poor and still suffer in education, and they're labeled by teachers, is outdated, because half of my students were like, no, I actually grew up the education system helped me a lot. I wasn't labeled. I think there's still inequality, obviously. There's still a lot to do, but I think the gap that you see maybe 20 or 30 years ago is much smaller than you see now. And I think that was really reflected in my findings. I also have to remember that I only interviewed eight people. So obviously I wasn't able to generalize or to make a hypothesis on behalf of all working class students. So yeah, if I had 2 main reasons for this dissertation, apart from my personal experience, obviously I wanted to find out, was to make everyone conscious of what happens, and to make sure that people, don't, judge or have misconceptions about working class students. And secondly, was to kind of like a call to, public bodies and stuff to kind of improve their research and to really find out the key reasons why this still happens, rather than just trying to develop a reform that tackles a certain area while discarding another one. My 2 biggest recommendations is to plan your time carefully and start early, and make sure you enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy, that's the most important. Pick a topic that you're going to enjoy, because if you don't enjoy your topic, what you're researching, you're not going to do well in the dissertation. To not overstress, sometimes you need to take days break, because your brain is like fried from how much you're doing, so you can't even think properly. So I think rest is very important as well. You can't keep on doing the same thing every day for continuous hours. You need to take breaks. I obviously want to enter, the research field. I want to, research about topics I enjoy. Maybe in 10 years, I could see myself, hopefully, as, like a research, maybe conducting research that I want to do. I'm Professor Ethan Cleverly, and my undergraduate dissertation at Kent Sociology made a difference.